Hey everyone, it's Sheriff Labrador and Dobie here with you.
Yeah! Hi everyone, as you might have noticed, Joy is in the background. So today we need to escape from the Inside Out 2 prison.
By tradition, we enter the ventilation system in our cell. When will they upgrade the security system?
I think it's done intentionally to play with us while we go through the trials.
Interesting theory. So everything is deliberately planned to mock us. But they definitely don't know that we are professionals and will surely pass all the trials and defeat the final boss.
Labrador, it hasn't even been a minute, and we've already uncovered all the plans and secrets of this prison. It's not very exciting this way. I hope there's still something ahead that will surprise us.
Wow, here we are on the other side of the cell. I hope it's slower than us. What were you saying? Of course, Dobie. You know what? Ahead of us lies a multitude of amazing puzzles that we'll need to solve. I believe we'll even uncover a couple more secrets of this prison, because not everything here is as simple as it seems.
Okay, I hope you're right, but we'll have to crawl through the ventilation shafts again. I hope they at least clean them from dust.
Okay, dust aside, you can find something even worse in there, like giant spiders. Brr.
I thought you weren't afraid of spiders. Anyway, we ended up in the men's restroom, so Joy definitely won't come in here, unless she's hiding something from us.
It seems strange to me that there were no toilets in the entire restroom, but never mind. We've ended up in some underground shaft beneath the prison. There's even lava here.
It reminded me of when we played Minecraft together, and you almost fell into lava while searching for diamonds. Guys, if you want us to post a video of our adventures in Minecraft, be sure to like and comment about it.
Phew! It's tricky because you can't see where this lava waterfall will come from.
But despite that, we managed it. Great job! Well, the next challenge seems like it should be easier.
And I think just the opposite. Here, not only do you need to jump over the spikes, but also calculate the distance and stand on the edge.
But this challenge is a piece of cake for us too.
Oh no, there's a giant boulder, but for some reason it's not rolling towards us. Maybe it's stuck?
That's really strange because there doesn't seem to be anything blocking it. Oh well, let's move on.
By the way, I completely forgot to ask. Guys, have you already watched the second part of Inside Out? I personally really liked it.
I also really liked it. I'm even thinking of rewatching it sometime. Overall, I recommend you to watch it.
Oh no, this room is a trap with a dead end. I hope pressing the lever was saved.
What's Barry doing here? Is he locked in a cage too? You guessed it, the gates have opened. We just need to pass through without him noticing us.
Oops, he caught up with us. Maybe the items we have in our inventory can help us. For example, this cloak.
Wow, so it's an invisibility cloak. I think he can still see us a bit, but it's definitely throwing him off. Plus, this cloak increases our speed.
The cloak is cool, but in this challenge, it's not as useful anymore. Here, we need good reflexes.
The path is clear, we can go.
Whew, we dodged that skillfully. That was a trap from the developer.
Look, it seems we need to take this lift. It looks like it's straight out of the Stone Age. I don't think it's very safe, but we have no other choice. The main thing is to be ready for anything.
Oh, judging by the lightning bolt on this vending machine, I can guess what's about to happen.
Yes, we definitely know this drink. Get ready to jump.
Hey, Dobie, let's talk a bit more about Inside Out 2. I was really impressed with how the director portrayed emotions as individual personalities inside a person's head.
Yes, Labrador, that's essentially the most important aspect of the film. I liked how each emotion was vividly expressed and how they interacted with each other.
It was especially interesting to see how the director showed that each emotion has its own goals and tasks, and how they influence our behavior.
Absolutely. Each of them represented a kind of separate character with their own traits and reactions. This added depth to the understanding of the main character's inner world.
And I like the idea that the emotions work as a team to help the person make decisions. They don't always agree, but ultimately each of them plays their part.
Yes, it's like a mirror of our own experience. We often feel different emotions, and it's important to understand them and find a balance between them.
Exactly, Dobie. Inside Out 2 was not only an entertaining film, but also provided a lot of food for thought about how we perceive and manage our emotions.
I agree 100%. That's why such films are so important. They help us better understand ourselves and the world around us.
Well, Dobie, next time we have the chance, let's watch something similar.
While we were discussing the movie, we made quite a bit of progress. I think the mini-boss will be coming up soon.
Oh, I was wondering what those strange sounds were. I thought I was hallucinating, but it turned out to be some small metal balls. They were probably supposed to hinder us, but somehow they passed by without hitting us.
In this challenge, we need to shut off 3 valves. By the way, did you notice that we're exactly above the place where we were a minute ago?
Oops, I got distracted and stepped on a mine. Of course I noticed. It reminds me of Tower of Hell. If you want to see this place on our channel, let us know in the comments. Dobie, remember at the very beginning we talked about spiders and you were surprised I mentioned them? Well, I want to tell everyone the story of how we saved our town from an invasion of giant spiders.
I know what you're talking about. All right, let me start. It began like any other day. Labrador and I were patrolling the outskirts of town, enjoying the peace and quiet. But suddenly, I noticed something strange. Huge footprints leading into the forest. We decided to check it out.
When we followed the tracks, they led us to an abandoned building. Dobie, do you remember how we saw those massive webs and felt that something was off?
Yes, I immediately knew these weren't ordinary spiders. We carefully entered the building and discovered a giant spider's nest. And the worst part, it was full of its offspring, which were also enormous.
As we started investigating, it became clear that these weren't just giant spiders. They were exotic species meant for the zoo, but one had escaped along the way. In the wild, it stumbled upon some abandoned juice that somehow turned it into a giant.
Exactly. This spider found a secluded spot and began to grow to enormous sizes. But the worst part was that its offspring were also affected by this juice. They started growing huge and began spreading out, infesting homes and even attacking unsuspecting animals.
Hey, Dobie, while we were telling our story, we've reached the mini-boss, the boss of this prison. I can already see the weapon that will help us defeat him. The cloak is going to be very useful.
Let's go, Labrador. I think we'll handle him very quickly, especially since he looks so fat and clumsy.
Chew on this burger, take that.
His HP is going down quickly, what a shame. Hey, fatty.
Ouch, that hurt. It seems he's really quick on his little feet.
No worries, he couldn't even take us out in one go. The main thing is to keep a safe distance.
Just a little more, he's almost at 0. Oops, he threw something at us.
Hooray, he exploded.
He was very easy. I think it was meant to lower our guard, meaning the final boss is very close. So let's prepare to fight at any moment. But for now, we can continue our story. Where did we leave off? We knew we had to act fast. We called for backup and began devising a plan to capture and relocate these spiders. It took a lot of effort and time to track down and gather all the spiders. It wasn't easy, as they had spread all over the town.
We found the perfect place, a specially designated island where the spiders could live without posing a threat to the town. Together with our colleagues and zoo specialists, we managed to relocate all the giant spiders to this island.
It was a tough mission, but thanks to teamwork and determination, we managed to save the town from this menace. We knew we couldn't have done it alone. Teamwork and support were crucial.
Now the town is safe again, and we can be proud of overcoming such a challenging task. This story taught us a lot. It's important to be vigilant, act quickly, and always work together as a team.
Yes, and even though it wasn't easy, we're glad we could help our community and protect it from danger.
Labrador, I can see this challenge is significantly more difficult. I hope we can manage it on the first try.
I'm sure we'll succeed. After all, we've handled tougher challenges before.
Wow, we're so agile jumping over that beam. It's no wonder you've been into parkour since school.
Yeah, another challenge conquered for the record books.
And here's the final boss. Well, hello, Joy.
She's in a giant robotic suit with miniguns on her arms.
Great. They didn't forget to give us weapons. I think it's best to disable her weapons first, and then move on to destroying that suit.
We're doing really well. The first arm is almost detached.
Oops, she hit us a bit. We must be standing too close. We need to back up a few meters.
I can already feel the victory. By the way, did you notice that while we're shooting at her weapons, her main HP is also decreasing? That's working in our favor.
Hooray! Finally, we defeated her. That was the last and toughest challenge.
You can congratulate us with a like. Is it really not over yet? Maybe we need to drive away in that car.
Labrador, this adventure will stay with me for a long time. Thanks for being with me. You're a great partner.
Thank you so much, Dobie, for your kind words. But ahead of us, there are still more adventures because we're moving on to the next place. What? Where are we, Dobie?
I don't know, but it looks a lot like a children's room with toys everywhere.
Wait a minute, it can't be. This looks like the
Evil Doll's room.
Hello, everyone. Today, Dobie and I are going to escape from the Evil Doll's house. What will we encounter?
and what awaits us will be a multitude of amazing and mysterious challenges. Our goal is not only to escape, but also to defeat the evil doll herself.
Just look at this room. It even has a special atmosphere that makes you start to feel like a child again.
I completely agree with you, Labrador. Today we will also plunge into childhood and explore the house of this doll.
So, it looks like we need to go through this small passage. The arrows lead to the house. Hopefully, the battle with the doll won't start too soon.
We picked up some candy. I wouldn't try it. She might have poisoned it. We need to find 10 of these candies.
It seems like we need to jump here. Let's postpone it for a bit and explore this house. Maybe we'll find something useful here.
Great. It wasn't in vain that we looked around. We found another candy.
Hooray! Checkpoint so we can die.
How much she loves herself, hanging her own portraits. I think you took your phrase too seriously. There was no need to die for a check.
I accidentally thought it was okay to walk there.
Ahead is another hole. Where are we descending to? It's like we're not far from hell.
Doesn't look like hell. It's a mountain of dishes here.
Listen, for me, a mountain of dishes is hell. I hate washing them.
And I'm the opposite. I enjoy it. I turn on my favorite playlist and sing along. It really lifts my spirits.
It's very strange. It seems like this place hasn't been cleaned in years. Maybe instead of washing dishes, she just buys new ones?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I can't think of any other explanation for this mess.
It feels like we still have forever to go. I don't see the end in the distance. These arrows do have a mesmerizing effect, almost as if they're intentionally arranged to create an illusion or induce hallucinations.
Did you notice that in this room the floor is lava? But I see roses in this lava. It seems like these are hallucinations.
I see them too. Great, we've reached another checkpoint.
It seems like there's finally an end. Phew, I hope the next location won't involve parkour. I'm a bit tired already.
Some creepy toys, perhaps a demon has possessed them, or the souls of children are trapped inside them. Brr! Scary. By the way, did you know that in Poppy Playtime, the toys aren't actually bloody, but it's a mixture of red Poppy? I recently studied the storyline of this game. It's very interesting.
No, I didn't know. I'll definitely check it out in my free time, but just look at how we were fooled. It turns out we didn't see the real end, but now we can see the house in the distance. It seems like we should head there.
Let's hurry up then. I can even see a Ferris wheel. It's a very interesting location. I'd like the amusement park to be close to our police station.
Hey, Dobby, have you ever thought about candies?
Of course, Lab. Who doesn't love sweets?
True that. But do you have a favorite candy?
Well, I think my choice is chocolate candies with nuts. What about you?
I prefer caramel candies. They're like a sweet sound in the middle of the workday.
Agreed. Sometimes caramel can be a real lifesaver. But you know what's even better than candies?
I don't think anything can be better than candies. Well, maybe even more candies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same page with you. Candies are just incredibly delicious.
You just look at her. Why is she sitting there staring at us and didn't even say hello?
It seems to me she pretended to be an inanimate doll, but was actually watching us.
Then it's even scarier. Maybe we need to walk around here and find a way to open the gates.
Here it is, the button. Looks like we need to press 3 of these.
It says you can hide here. Looks like we're about to face some dangerous challenge.
Let's go.
And here she is, descending on her long braids. How does she see anything with those eyes?
Oops, let's hide quickly. I want to watch her from a safe place.
Let's climb higher. Maybe she won't notice us that way.
Did you see that? Her braids just flickered past the room. I'd hold my breath.
We mustn't forget our current task, namely to press 2 more buttons.
It's good that we took a look around. It's never unnecessary. Actually, I see quite a few rooms here where we can hide, so this challenge will be very easy for us, especially considering that we have experience as sheriffs.
I constantly hear her whispering. It's very unsettling.
Oh no, she's behind us. We need to hurry and press this button and hide. Let's lighten the mood and ease the tension by telling the folks a couple of interesting stories.
Okay, let me get started. It was a regular morning in our quiet town. Sheriff Dobie and I decided to relax a bit and headed to our favorite corner cafe to enjoy some delicious donuts and good conversation. Just as we were starting to savor the aroma of fresh donuts, our tranquility was suddenly disrupted. We received a call from the evil ice cream vendor who allegedly hypnotized children with his ice cream and demanded ransom. Without hesitation, we abandoned the donuts and rushed to the scene. The situation was serious, and we needed to act quickly. Upon arrival at the ice cream stand, we found a group of children with blank, trance-like stares. as if they were indeed under hypnosis. We realized that the ice cream contained some strange component that affected the children's minds. Without wasting any time, we devised a plan. I distracted the ice cream vendor by asking him questions about his ice cream, while Dobie searched for and destroyed the source of the hypnotic influence. Thanks to our coordinated efforts, we were able to expose the villain and free all the children from his control. We apprehended the ice cream vendor and handed him over to the police.
Great story, Labrador. In the meantime, we've passed the first mini-challenge and are tackling the parkour again. Let me continue our tales. Waking up to the unexpected sounds of fireworks, I immediately sensed that something was amiss. After all, it was still early in the morning, and such loud noises didn't fit the usual order of things in our town. Getting out of bed, I realized that I needed to check what was going on. Stepping outside, my nose caught something strange. The smell of smoke and fire. Sheriff Labrador, my faithful partner, was already waiting for me outside my house, and his expression said it all. Something serious had happened. Following our instincts, we decided to investigate the area where we heard the fireworks. Soon enough, we found the source of the smoke. A warehouse storing goods for our town was on fire. We quickly approached the scene and began unraveling the puzzle. The traces left at the crime scene told us that it was the work of malicious criminals, unwilling to bring anything good to our town. Gathering all possible evidence, we concluded that our task was to find the culprits and prevent further attacks on our community. Thanks to our efforts and meticulous investigation, we were able to track down the criminals and arrest them before they could do any more harm.
Dobie, you remembered another captivating story as well, but I can already feel that we're close to our goal. The final battle with the boss, the evil doll, is just around the corner. But before that, I want to share one more of my stories. After a long and well-deserved break, when Dobie and I finally returned to work, I felt full of enthusiasm and ready for action. However, to our surprise, the first few hours on duty were completely calm. Not a single call came in, and I began to find it suspicious. Suspicions grew when I noticed that our antenna wasn't transmitting signals. Apparently, something had happened to the wires. We started checking and found that the wires had been chewed through. The culprit turned out to be an evil raccoon, who clearly didn't want us to receive calls and be able to help people. Realizing immediately that our communication was disrupted, I pressed the SOS button to alert the other sheriffs about the problem. We couldn't afford to leave our town unprotected due to unexpected technical issues. Soon after that, the calls started pouring in one after another. It was obvious that people needed our help, and there was no time to waste. Dobie and I immediately headed to the scenes to assist those in need.
Oh my God, while you were telling us your story, we've already started battling the evil doll. Let's give her a fight.
Did you see how that giant candy nearly hit us on the head? We need to not only aim at it, but also dodge its attacks.
She seems to really love sweets. How is she not stuck in another place? Oh, she's a doll.
Shoot more accurately, our shots are missing.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
By the way, Dobie, have you ever thought about the harm of sweets?
Of course, Lab. Sweets can be delicious, but they can also be harmful, especially if consumed in excess.
Exactly. I've noticed that lately our residents have been consuming too many sweets. This can lead to health problems, especially for children.
Yes, and not just for children. We need to inform our citizens about the importance of balanced nutrition and limiting the consumption of sweets.
Agreed. Let's organize a campaign to educate people about the dangers of excessive sugar consumption. Together, we can make our city healthier and stronger.
Yes, we did it. Well done, Sheriff Labrador.
Hold on. Maybe we haven't won yet. I'm not quite sure what she's doing right now.
It seems like I understand what's about to happen, and I'm glad about it.
Oh my, what a ridiculous death. It must be quite embarrassing, especially considering she almost had us for dinner.
Absolutely! It's time to celebrate our victory for real now!
Sometimes even the cringiest dances feel like a victory lap, don't they?
I agree with you, but it's still good that other players don't see it.
It seems like we've reached the end of this place. And that means we're off to the next one. Because we love adventures so much, I think that deserves a like.
Hello, everybody. This is Dobie, but I'm not alone.
I'm here too. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to escape from the running head.
But it's not that simple because we have a lot of difficult challenges ahead.
Yeah, that's right, Dobie. But since we're sheriffs, no challenges can scare us.
Look, we've encountered the first running head, but it's very slow, so we can ignore it.
But we shouldn't lose our vigilance because there are probably a lot of traps here.
This maze is very simple. There's not even a ceiling, so we can peek to see how to get to the end.
Great, they won't catch us behind this barrier.
I want to see how smart they are.
That was a bit risky, but I also love taking risks. It's a big part of our job, after all.
Yes, but the key is to always think through your actions in advance and have a backup plan in case things go wrong.
Listen, they're getting really close to us. We need to watch our tails.
They walk so weirdly, and now they're stuck together. It looks like they're kissing.
I agree. I can't even imagine how they walk without legs.
Look, there's this gigantic one blocking our path to the finish. Let's find a way around it.
Oh, I see. It looks like it was a test of attention. We went through similar tests when we became sheriffs.
There are 3 heads in a narrow passage here. We'll need to use some parkour skills.
Oh no, they're kissing again? Let's turn away so they don't distract us. Maybe they're doing it on purpose to make us stumble.
Oh, he looks like that giant one, but luckily he's very slow and not very bright. We can easily outsmart him.
I think we're nearing the end of the first stage. Most likely, it's just beyond... Oh, there was a little trap here. That's exactly what happens when you lose focus. But since we're not on a mission, it's not a big deal. Always play for fun, guys.
Well, you were right. This stairs led to the portal to the next stage.
We continue. It seems we've entered some wooden house. There are 2 doors here. Let's go left.
Oh, he's standing with his back to us. Although it doesn't have a back, so I guess it's facing away with its nape.
Here we need to slip through very quickly because he's distracted by another hole in the wall.
Listen, I don't even know. Oh, I meant to say that I don't know where we need to go. Why did he stand unpredictably around the corner?
I think it's deliberately done by the author to scare us. As for where we're going, I'm not sure myself. Since the monitor can't emit smells, we can't find the exit using our dog instincts, so we're going blindly. But the main thing is not to turn around to avoid going back to the starting point.
Great! We've reached the checkpoint, which means we're halfway through the maze. Usually, checkpoints aren't placed just for fun, so there might be danger ahead of us.
Oops! Let's quickly crawl into the gap before this head regains consciousness.
Another checkpoint. Great! Seems like it's a new element of the challenge. We need to veer off the path in time before this head catches us right in its mouth.
Oh my god, we got a bit distracted and missed the turn. Well, no big deal. We understood the gist, and we'll quickly get back to the same spot.
Remember, Lab, how we spent nights playing horror games as kids?
Of course, those evenings with popcorn and an old computer, we cursed that eerie monastery 100 times.
I wonder how that has influenced our work now.
I think it taught us not to panic in dark corners. Remember when we first encountered that strange case in the abandoned mine?
Yeah, all those sounds and rustling. It felt like something out of an old game back then, too.
But thanks to our childhood fascination, we remained composed and figured out the situation. No mystique, just work.
And strangely enough, it still saves us to this day. I'm glad we spent those evenings in forgotten horrors together.
Me too, Dobie. In our world, every day can be like a horror movie, but we're always ready for it.
So, here we are at the 3rd stage of this place. Continuing on. It seems like another maze.
I hope this one will be more interesting and challenging, because the first one was boring, but I understand. It was just preparing us.
On this level, a lot of new mobs have been added. They even scare me a little. Brr, it's creepy.
I agree, but we shouldn't let fear take over, because it's deliberately designed to scare us and prevent us from completing this level. So, let's gather our strength and move forward, ignoring the obstacles.
By the way, speaking of strange creatures, Labrador, do you remember how we saved the town from mutant snakes? Let's tell that story. The day started like any other, but everything changed when reports came in about strange incidents in the town. People were talking about snakes that had once been harmless, but had now evolved, growing arms and legs. They began attacking people and taking over the streets. Labrador and I immediately headed to the scene.
Later, it turned out that all of this was orchestrated by an evil scientist from a neighboring town. He had made a bet with other scientists that he could take over our town and receive a reward from the government for it. When we arrived in the town, we saw real chaos. The mutant snakes were armed and organized, attacking the residents. Our first priority was to rescue people and restore order. We needed to act quickly and develop a plan.
We gathered a team of brave assistants and began a counterattack. Our efforts were focused on ensuring the safety of the people and identifying weaknesses in the snake's defenses.
Hold on a second, Dobie. We need to pause the story for a bit. We've just completed another stage. Good job!
So, where did I leave off? During one of our operations, we managed to capture one of their leaders, a huge snake with a head in command. He revealed that they planned to take over the town and make it their new home.
With our knowledge and resourcefulness, we devised a plan to stop these mutants. We used special tactics to weaken their defenses and reduce their numbers. The battle was fierce, but thanks to our endurance and friendship, we emerged victorious.
It seems like we're in a more modern house compared to the second stage. Here, it looks like Stone Age heads live, given the stone walls around us.
Oops, we've accidentally reached the starting point again, but no worries. Let's go back and turn in the other direction now.
Oh, these challenges are still very simple. It seems like this place is designed for children rather than sheriffs.
I'm also a bit disappointed by that, but I'm optimistic that a very challenging trial will come soon.
Ouch, that was unfair from the developer. I would have made that jump because I have very good reflexes. Oh well, let's forget about it.
Dobie, what do you think about these heads? Where do you think they came from?
To be honest, I don't even know which universe or game they're from, but I do know for sure that they're very popular on the internet, and they're quite creepy. Perhaps that's why they're popular. Their distinctive feature of having a face painted with white makeup and poorly applied lipstick.
Did you see that head around the corner? We almost ran into it. Once again, good reflexes saved us.
Oh, again! What are they doing there? Maybe they were also trying to jump over something and got stuck there forever?
That's a good theory. Well, we've completed another stage. Let's move on.
I hope it will be more interesting there.
All right, we've spawned in a new location. It seems to be a maze, but not a simple one. A transparent maze. What the heck?
Don't get disappointed so early, Sheriff Labrador. For some reason, you can't see through glass to other glass. I must have forgotten my school physics. But will we also be hindered by women's heads?
I thought those heads reproduced by budding, but it turns out the women were just on another level. Now it makes sense.
These women are prettier than those heads, but they still look ugly.
Oh no, we're stuck. Listen, this glass is really confusing. It seems to create very strange visual effects. Normally, such effects are caused by glasses.
Let's lighten the mood by remembering the funny story about how we rescued a school kid who was fooling around with a fire extinguisher and got stuck in a tree. Recently, Labrador and I had a special day, a tour for school children. We arrived at the school with a fire truck, an ambulance, and a police car to show the kids how our service works. The children were thrilled, especially when they were allowed to climb into the vehicles and try out being rescuers.
Everything was going smoothly until we noticed one of the students, a little rascal named Tim, quietly sneaking over to the fire truck and stealing a fire extinguisher. We thought he just wanted to play, but suddenly we heard screams. It turned out that Tim had activated the fire extinguisher and ended up in a tree, covered in foam.
I sense something's off here. We need to check carefully. The situation was critical. Tim was hanging from a branch, tightly gripping the fire extinguisher, and looked terrified. I immediately ran to the tree while Labrador coordinated the children to keep them away.
While Dobie climbed the tree, I calmed the children and explained that Tim would be safe. Thanks to his agility, Dobie quickly reached Tim. He spoke to him in a calm voice, convincing the boy to let go of the fire extinguisher and hold onto the branch.
This is a very strange challenge. Some heads are falling, while others aren't. When I reached Tim, he was on the verge of tears. I gently took his hand and helped him down. Tim was okay, but shaken. We talked to him about the importance of being careful and listening to adults.
Great, we've completed another stage. Moving on to the sixth one. I wonder how many there are in total. After that incident, we continued the tour, but with new safety rules. The children understood that safety is not a game. At the end of the day, everyone thanked us for the exciting lesson and promised to be more careful.
This day showed us that even the most ordinary events can unexpectedly turn into extreme situations. The main thing is that we are always ready to help and protect those who need it.
Guys, the continuation of our escape from the running heads is already on the channel. Be sure to check it out. But we're off to the next place now.
Hello, dear friends. Today, we're going to escape from an evil dog in Roblox. It's right behind me, but it's asleep, so we're safe for now.
Hello, everyone. Ahead of us are thrilling challenges and boss battles. By the way, if you know the name of this dog, Be sure to write it in the comments.
Sheriff Labrador, let's jump on his belly.
Let's do it, but we need to be ready in case he wakes up.
Don't worry about that. I think he stuffed himself and watched TV all night.
It seems we need to get to the ventilation, but there's a small parkour course. Good thing I've been practicing parkour since school.
Oh no, you broke his mom's favorite vase. It seems like he's sleeping soundly. I hope he doesn't notice the shards when he wakes up.
We'll quickly sneak through and escape.
Great, now we need to overcome this giant room.
I see some metal platforms ahead. We need to press the button.
What do you think these trials are for in this dog's house? I don't think he's the one going through them, although they would be good physical exercises, which promote health.
Wow, look, it's a zip line. I used to ride one of these when I was a kid. Maybe it's all to ensure that no one can reach him and disturb his sleep. But here we are, trying to escape from him. Why he kidnapped us is indeed strange.
Look, he has a wife and kids. Why haven't we seen them?
And on the picture on the left, his friend is depicted Talking Tom.
I have a theory that we've entered a universe of talking animals. Perhaps this is a kind of hell, because no one would like to be forced to talk, especially to say exactly what you don't want.
Exactly. And that's why he built these trials to get as far away as possible from the fate of endless talking. Now we just need to find the others and figure out why we were kidnapped.
That's a possibility. It could be that they kidnapped us to replace them in conversations, so they can be free. Or perhaps they feed on other animals, and that gives them the ability to talk.
Or maybe they're just a little bit crazy.
This option is worth considering too. Let's focus on getting out of here and finding out what's really going on.
It looks like we need to climb into the ventilation system. This is the transition to the next location. Hopefully we'll encounter some new characters along the way.
It seems you're right. There's Talking Tom standing there.
Oops, he fell.
Get ready to run. I don't think he has good intentions.
Have you ever seen the Tom with red eyes? He looks like he's ready to flatten us like pancakes.
It feels like he's about to shoot lasers from his eyes. What if he really can do more than just talk? We'd need some interesting superpowers for detaining suspects then.
Why did he hide around the corner? Did he think he wasn't visible?
Perhaps he's a little dumb or just sleepy and not very spatially aware.
He has such funny teeth like a child's. You know, for some reason, he seems even cute to me.
Maybe the environment is starting to affect you. I hope you won't turn into one of them right now. Did all this hypnotize you or something?
I don't even know. I hope I won't get absorbed by this atmosphere. If something's wrong, let me know.
Of course. Back in the ventilation again. We already dealt with Tom. Let's see who awaits us next.
Looks like a children's room. Maybe it belongs to Ben's kid?
You guessed it. It's a girl. I wonder what her name is and if Ben's children are facing the same fate of constant talking like he is.
While you were talking, we fell right into her paws. Why did we get teleported back? I don't think she's as mean as Tom right now.
I think so too. If she wanted to bite us, she would have already gotten out of this grid. It has huge gaps between the bars.
Oh, so we found out her name is Lily. I don't see her brother's room here. Very strange. Is there any point in keeping them so far apart? Guys, write in the comments if you have a brother or sister, and if you share a room together.
Yeah, what if something happened to her brother? And here we are just casually talking about it. Also, perhaps this is precisely why everyone has gone mad and thinks we killed him.
Dobie, you're back to inventing theories again. It's only distracting us from the main goal. I think things aren't as bad with this place as you imagine.
It seems we've entered the central ventilation system, which provides oxygen to the entire complex. We could leave a surprise here.
Let's tell the guys the story of how you and I saved the city from the animal pirates instead. This story began when rumors started circulating in the city about strange events. Animals began behaving unusually, as if under the influence of something invisible.
Many of them fell into a strange trance, and some even disappeared without a trace. Labrador and I began an investigation, and soon discovered that behind all this were animal pirates who were planning to take over our city.
Our suspicions were confirmed when we discovered that the animal pirates had struck a deal with a company from another city to help them create a device capable of controlling the minds of those around them.
These pirates were cunning and well prepared, with a clear plan, and the backing of another company made their threat even more serious. We realized that if we didn't stop them, our city would fall into their hands.
The local scientist helped us determine that their device emitted a sound at a frequency inaudible to animals, but capable of inducing hypnosis and controlling them. We realized that standard methods of fighting crime wouldn't work in this case. So, we decided to create a device capable of absorbing sounds at a frequency that regular animals couldn't hear. and that could help us locate and destroy the enemy's device.
Creating this device was challenging, but we collaborated with the scientists to overcome the task. When we finally completed it, we set out to search for the pirate device, which was hidden somewhere in the city.
We roamed all the streets and alleys listening to the surrounding sounds until we finally noticed a strange signal that our sound-absorbing device picked up.
Oh no! Looks like he woke up and saw that we escaped. We headed toward the source of the signal and discovered the pirate device hidden in the basement of one of the abandoned buildings. We quickly dealt with the pirates' guards and destroyed their device. Thanks to this, the city was saved from capture, and the residents could sleep peacefully.
Yeah, we were awarded the Order of Bravery and even featured in the news. How I love my job. And you?
I also love my job very much. Being a sheriff is very exciting. Every day we face many trials and adventures, which gives rise to more and more new stories. It seems like even a whole lifetime wouldn't be enough to tell you all of them.
Ouch! The ventilation grill collapsed under our weight and we're tumbling down.
In real life, falling like that would hurt. Your tumbling down reminded me of how I went sledding down a snowy hill during my winter vacation. It was a lot of fun.
I also plan to fly to a snowy country for my next vacation and thoroughly enjoy the beauty of nature and the cozy atmosphere.
And in the meantime, we've reached another parkour section, but this time someone has set up trampolines for us. That's very kind of them. Without the trampolines, I don't know how we would have climbed so high.
Just a little more and we'll reach that button. I can't wait to face the main boss of this map. I think it will be Talking Angela since we haven't seen her yet.
I think it will be Talking Ginger, because I haven't seen a female main boss yet, and we also haven't encountered Ginger yet.
What kind of nuclear reactor does he have in his complex and why does he need it? I hope he doesn't plan to destroy all living things.
You know, Labrador, sometimes I wonder how we both ended up on this path. I wonder what led us to choose the profession of sheriff.
Yes, Dobie, that's indeed an interesting question. I remember being fascinated by stories of heroes protecting their towns and loved ones since childhood. Especially inspiring were the tales from my grandfather, who served as a sheriff in his town. How about you? How did you come to this choice?
For me, it all began when I was a teenager. I always loved helping people and felt a desire to do something meaningful. One day, I met a sheriff who came to our school to talk about his work. I was so impressed by his stories of protecting people and maintaining order that I immediately realized, this is my calling. Remember our first operation together? We didn't know each other that well back then, but even then, we felt like we could rely on each other.
Yes, it was a test of endurance and we passed it. But you know, Dobie, I think being a sheriff is not just about skills and abilities. It's also about the desire to serve your community, to be part of something greater.
Well said, Labrador. We chose this profession because we wanted to protect and assist. Every day, we reaffirm our choice by seeing how our work makes the world a bit better and safer.
So, here we are, at this moment. We've reached the door behind which the main boss of this map awaits. And we were wrong about the main boss. It's actually the giant robot, Ben.
Let's shoot him right in the teeth.
I'll try shooting at his legs. Maybe that's his weak spot and he'll fall down.
What a coward Ben is. He didn't even bother to put up a fight at the end and just opted to make a giant combat robot.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's sitting in his chair right now, either asleep or watching TV with a mug of coffee in hand.
I hope it's not something stronger than coffee, and he's probably watching some football while we're here sweating. That's not fair.
Hooray! Congratulations to us. Leave us some congratulations in the comments. And now it's time for us to leave this crazy house of talking animals.
Hold on, but aren't we also talking animals? Maybe it's related to our abduction. They wanted us to be part of the app about talking animals too. Guys, would you play such a game?
You're back with your scary theories again. Look, our motorcycle won't start. It would be funny if it ran out of gas.
Guys, it's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you enjoyed our escape from the talking animals.
Yes, don't forget to leave comments, like, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, but it's not the end because we're launching another place.
What a beautiful outfit, isn't it, Sheriff Labrador?
We've already started.
Ups! Hello, dear friends! Today we will be playing The Floor is Lava in Roblox!
Yes, that's right, Dobie. As you can see, we're standing on top of a mountain, and the lava is about to reach us.
It looks like we're safe. The lava isn't rising anymore. Guys, don't forget to like for our efforts and be sure to suggest in the comments which Roblox maps we should try next.
It seems like we're in a giant mushroom forest. Or maybe we're just really small.
I don't like that there are only fly-agarics around me. I have an interesting story related to fly-agarics, but I'll tell it later, so make sure to watch the video until the end.
What a beautiful kitty. Now I want to get a pet too. Please write in the comments what kind of pet you have.
It seems like we need to save up some money first to buy a pet. To do that, we'll have to complete a few more lava challenges.
Did you see that? The girl fell right into the lava. I hope it wasn't us who pushed her. We need to go down and help her.
She's okay. It seems she just singed her hair a bit.
It looks like a country house and a barn. It's a shame it's closed. I would have liked to play with the pigs. I really love them. They are very cute.
I agree with you. It's interesting to think if it's possible to survive lava on a tree. They're here for a reason.
It feels like this is a trap, and quite a few people have fallen for it. I hope they realize it and manage to escape in time.
It seems like it's true. The lava isn't even slowing down. What if it reaches us?
Looks like the roof of the barn got flooded. That's really sneaky.
Only a small piece of the roof of the house remains above the lava. I really like the farm atmosphere. It immediately brings to mind movies about the Wild West.
The lava is settling down. We survived. As for that guy, maybe he's cheating?
I think he just lagged behind.
It looks like there are several parkour challenges of different difficulties here. Why did they spawn me near the easiest one? Are they doubting my parkour skills?
I think all your parkour training since school days has paid off, because now the lava will flood all the parkours except the difficult one, and we'll survive.
It seems like the lava stopped, and even those who completed the easiest parkour survived. Stupid developers, that's not fair.
Maybe the developers are giving a chance for even the youngest children to survive this challenge, but I agree with you.
Wow, it's a picnic. I love them because it's the perfect time to relax and socialize with friends. We should organize a picnic for ourselves soon.
I really want that too. Oh no, it looks like the lava is about to flood those delicious cupcakes. By the way, did you notice we're standing on the handle of the picnic basket?
I hope it doesn't catch fire now, although that would be strange since there's nowhere else to hide from the lava.
Looks like we didn't burn, and the lava stopped, so everything's fine. Now we just need to wait for the end of the round and not slip. That would be a major fail.
I want to go down and check if the cupcakes survived the lava flood. Oh, I even know what this refers to. Hint, it's an old game. Please write it in the...
It's Mario!
What have you done, Dobie? That would have been a good comment bait.
Oh, sorry about that. I interrupted you and didn't hear that.
All right, let's forget about it. Let's just climb up this pipe.
Look, a star! Grab it quickly. Good thing we got here first.
Oh no, it's a fake. Why would it be here then?
I think this is also some kind of reference to a game.
It's possible that this star is also from Mario.
I came up with a joke about lava and a pipe. Listen, why is lava always happy in a sewer pipe? Because it's always in a hot mood.
Ha 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 ha. Let me tell a funny joke too. I'm Sheriff Labrador, and I keep our town safe. When someone breaks the law, I immediately pick up the trail. Or at least my partner.
Ha ha ha, that was funny too. Let's tell guys how you learned to tell jokes.
Of course. In our little town, it was always fun. But I, Sheriff Labrador, was never known for having a good sense of humor. My partner, Sheriff Dobie, always knew how to lift the mood, but I just couldn't manage it. I decided it was time to change that and learn how to tell funny jokes.
Noticing Labrador's desire to become a funny man, I decided to help him. You know, Labrador, I said to him one day, humor isn't just about jokes. It's about seeing the funny side of everyday life and sharing it with others.
Thus began my training. The first thing I did was enroll in local stand-up comedy classes. There, I learned a lot about crafting jokes, comedic timing, and the importance of being confident on stage.
Labrador enthusiastically attended all the classes and even tried to apply his knowledge in our everyday work. One day, we responded to a call about a missing cat, and Labrador, trying to lighten the mood, said, "Well, let's catch her red-handed with a hot mouse."
To my surprise, it worked. People started laughing and the tension eased. I realized that a joke, even the simplest one, can significantly improve the mood.
I was pleased to see Labrador becoming more confident in his jokes. One day, he even organized a mini concert for the children at school, telling funny stories from our work. The kids were thrilled.
But the real test of my new skill came when our town organized a festival. I was asked to perform a short comedy routine. It was a challenge, but I decided to give it a try.
The festival was in full swing. and Labrador took the stage, starting with a simple story about how we once caught a thief who stole a dozen pastries from the bakery. He thought he could get away, but he forgot that we have Sheriff Dobie, the best pastry scent detective in the county.
To my surprise, the audience laughed and started applauding. I continued telling stories, each of which elicited laughter and smiles. At the end of my performance, I received a standing ovation.
This moment was pivotal for Labrador. He realized that humor is not just about jokes, but a way to connect with people, making their lives a little brighter. Now, he often uses his new skills to lighten the mood and uplift those around him.
But in any case, I'm grateful to Dobie for helping me in the beginning and supporting me throughout this journey.
Those are very kind words. Labrador, thank you. Let's conquer this pyramid of chaos.
We even got to the top first. Guys, if you didn't know, let's share an interesting trick. In modes like Floor is Lava, you always need to reach the highest point, meaning to climb as high as possible. I think that deserves a like. By the way, we've already saved up enough money to afford buying some interesting pet.
I like the dragon. Let's get it. Yay! Now we have a very cute pet. We need to take a closer look at it.
Yes, it's cool. I liked it too.
It looks like the Eiffel Tower. Have you ever been to Paris?
Yes, I've been to Paris. Let me tell you more about it.
Well, tell me, Labrador. I'm always ready to listen to your exciting stories.
Before I became sheriff, I loved traveling and discovering new things about our incredible world. That time, I took the earliest flight to Paris, and upon arrival, I went straight to the Eiffel Tower. It was amazing. I climbed to the very top of the tower and felt like a king of the mountain. The view from that height was breathtaking.
I can't even imagine, Labrador. What other interesting places did you visit in Paris?
Oh, there's so much in Paris. I visited the Louvre, where I saw so many amazing works of art. And of course, I couldn't miss stopping by a cafe and trying a real French croissant.
Sounds like an amazing adventure, Labrador. How would you like to visit Paris again on your next vacation? Just with me.
Of course, Dobie. I'd be delighted to share those experiences with you. I think you'd appreciate the beauty and atmosphere of the place.
Thank you, Labrador. I'm already looking forward to this adventure.
Great, it's a deal. And here we are, standing on the monitor. Looks like someone decided to take a dip in the lava.
Looks like this person enjoys taking hot baths. But in any case, one must be careful with hot water because you can burn your paws.
It's very painful, so be careful when pouring boiling water into your tea.
Oh, it's your favorite, Sheriff Labrador, parkour. But here it seems fair. To survive the lava flood, you just need to jump to the end.
It seems like there's not just parkour here, there's even a mini challenge of dodging. If that stick hits your back, it won't be pleasant, and as a bonus, you'll fly into the lava. As far as I remember, I've seen this challenge before in the game Fall Guys. I passed it then, and got the crown. Guys, if you want to see us play other games besides Roblox, be sure to comment and let us know which ones.
Well, here we are on the finish platform, and you were right. The lava flooded everything except us, so your parkour training wasn't in vain.
Look at me trolling this lava. I'm just warming up my paws a little. By the way, if I remember correctly, you promised to tell the viewers who watched until the end a story about a fly agaric.
Yes, thank you for reminding, Sheriff Labrador. This day started like any other autumn day. Labrador and I decided to spend some time in the forest, enjoying nature and the fresh air. The walk was pleasant, but what happened next turned our world upside down.
I remembered this story. As we walked along the path, I spotted a beautiful fly agaric mushroom. Its bright red cap with white spots caught my eye, but I knew they were poisonous, so I warned Dobie to stay away from them.
We continued our walk, enjoying the surrounding nature. But when we returned to our car, I noticed that Labrador was carrying a basket full of fly agarics. I was amazed by his actions and asked what he was planning to do with them.
I explained to Dobie that I wasn't planning to eat them, but rather to use them in various experiments. I've always been interested in nature, and I wanted to explore how fly agarics could be applied in different fields.
And so we returned home, and Labrador began his experiments. He dried the fly agarics, made infusions out of them, and even used them as natural dyes for fabrics. But the real breakthrough came when he found a way to use fly agarics in medicine.
Yes, I developed an ointment from fly agarics that proved to be effective in reducing pain and swelling. It was a real breakthrough for me, and I realized that nature has incredible potential.
Yes, Labrador, you must have felt like a real scientist. But guys, still don't try to imitate us. We're professionals, and our video is coming to an end.
Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments. Hello everyone, today we will be playing Disaster Island Survival.
Everything is correct, Sheriff Labrador. We are about to face several catastrophes. We will test our resilience and learn how to act in such situations.
As you could see in the distance, there is an island where we will find ourselves in a few moments, and we will strive to remain calm in order to make clear decisions.
We have spawned. It seems to be a large cottage, and there are even villas on the beach.
And palm trees. We need to grab a couple of coconuts just in case there is a zombie apocalypse and we need to survive in a bunker.
I don't think we will face such a tough challenge right away. First, there should be a catastrophe, not survival.
Just look at this, there is even an elevator. It's a very luxurious cottage. I would stay here for a couple of weeks.
You know, it would be too much space for just the two of us and quite boring as well. I would invite all our friends.
I agree with you on that. We would have a great time here. But it seems the catastrophe is starting. It looks like there will be a heavy rain.
I'm afraid this is a sign that a flood is coming. We need to get as high as possible.
One moment, I want to confirm our suspicions. What if it's just a heavy rain?
No, it's very clear how quickly the water is covering everything on the ground.
I see the highest spot on this map. Let's climb up there.
Looks like we made it to the highest point, Labrador, just in time too. The water's rising fast.
Yeah, but it's getting crowded up here. We need to be careful. One wrong move and we could be knocked right into the water.
I know. If we fall in, we'll get soaked. And with this cold wind, we'll be shivering in no time. Not to mention the risk of getting sick.
Let's stay close to the center and keep our eyes open. If anyone gets too close, we'll politely remind them to give us some space.
Look, it seems the water has stopped rising. Maybe we can go a bit lower. It's safer there.
Good idea. There, we won't be crowded with others.
Look where the guy in the elevator went. He's going to drown.
Oh no, it looks like the water jammed the elevator's electronics and it's sinking. Poor guy.
Oh no! Someone pushed us into the water. Now our paws are wet. Why didn't we go to a deserted place like I said?
Hooray, buddy! We survived our first catastrophe. Now we know we need to be careful in crowds and always stay higher up.
All right, it looks like this is the Roblox office. Let's take the elevator to the top floor.
Oops, I hope that wasn't us who broke it. There will be a lot of people in the elevator now. We need to quickly press the button so they won't be able to get in.
Guys, you can't jump in the elevator or it might stop and you'll have to wait for the repairman.
I wonder if the guys who didn't get in the elevator with us will be able to escape the catastrophe. What if there's an earthquake now and we'll be in a disadvantageous position?
Someone didn't manage to get out of the elevator and they went down.
Judging by the warning, there's going to be a tsunami, so we were right to climb as high as possible. Great!
I wonder whose workspace is right in front of the elevator. It's not convenient, and the sounds of the moving elevator will be disturbing.
2 antennas. Let's climb up to the highest one.
I don't think there's a need to climb so high. And besides, there's a very high chance of falling and breaking into pieces up there.
Don't worry, Dobie. You remember that I'm a born parkourist.
Of course I remember. Here comes a giant wave. Let's tell the guys how you realized that parkour was for you and how you trained for it.
Of course. Back in the distant past, when I was still in school, I couldn't even imagine that parkour would become my calling. At that time, I was just an ordinary boy who spent more time with textbooks than outside.
Yes, but you always showed interest in physical activity. Do you remember how we often played games in the yard that involved running and jumping?
Of course I remember, but parkour, it was something completely new to me.
Hooray, we've overcome another catastrophe!
Oh right, where did I leave off? Ah, it all started by chance. One day, I saw a guy on the street effortlessly overcoming obstacles, as if dancing with them. I really liked it, so I decided to give it a try.
And how did it go?
Well, at first, it wasn't easy. I often fell and got bruises, but I didn't give up. I wanted to get better, so I kept training. Every day, I went out and jumped over railings, ran on roofs, and looked for new ways to move.
And eventually, you became a true master of parkour.
Yes, it was a long journey, but I realized that parkour is not just a sport. It's a way of life. It's about freedom, creativity, and self-confidence. And when I became sheriff, these qualities helped me in my work.
You're right, Labrador. Your experience in parkour has made you even more effective and flexible in fighting crime.
It looks like we're near an erupting volcano. Why would anyone build something close to a volcano? It's so dangerous.
Let's hope that the bubbling lava won't come flying at us directly in the face. Probably to prevent that from happening, we should move further away.
For example, we could squeeze in here between the containers, although it's very narrow and probably hard to breathe.
Then we should look around and find a better option. We could also try to hide in a house. At least there's a roof there.
Well, let's give it a try. The main thing is to have a good reaction in case the lava starts melting the wall and floor and flies towards us.
Labrador, let's talk about lava.
Okay. You know, Dobie, lava is such a fascinating and at the same time terrifying natural phenomenon.
Absolutely, Lab. Lava is both beautiful and deadly. It's amazing how something so destructive can also create new land.
Right? The sheer heat of it is incredible. Did you know that lava can reach temperatures of over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit?
That's scorching. It's hard to imagine something that hot, and the way it flows, almost like a slow-moving river, but with the potential to obliterate everything in its path.
It's a powerful reminder of the Earth's inner forces. I read somewhere that lava comes from the mantle, which is a part of the Earth that we'll never see, but it influences so much of what happens on the surface.
Yeah, and when it cools, it forms new rocks and even entire islands. It's like nature's way of recycling and renewing itself. It's hard to believe that all of this was created over time. Evolution is an amazing thing.
While we were talking about lava, we survived the catastrophe. So it looks like this place sells cars. As usual, let's take the elevator to the top floor.
I hear the sounds of breaking glass. I don't understand why they're breaking it. It could have protected us during a catastrophe.
In a few seconds, we'll find out what kind of catastrophe we'll be facing. In the meantime, we can explore the building.
Wow, there's a car. Let's try to take it for a ride.
Let's try it. Just make sure we get in faster than that guy.
We did it. We can go. Oh no, an earthquake. We need to get out of here quickly.
My God, the wheel came off out of nowhere. How are we going to leave from here?
Let's try to get into the elevator. Maybe we can still escape from here.
What? Ouch! The ceiling collapsed on us. I'm hitting the gas as hard as I can.
Come on, elevator. Why aren't you moving?
We made it. Now we'll escape.
Why is it so slow?
Half of the building has already collapsed.
No, our car completely fell apart. What a pity. I really wanted to drive around the streets.
I can't get out. For some reason, I'm being pushed back. It's probably the 9.0 earthquake.
We made it out, but unfortunately, our car didn't survive.
Let's tell the guys the story of how we saved the city from destruction. It was an ordinary day in our quiet town when suddenly everything changed. The ground started shaking, houses were cracking at the seams, and panic filled the streets. Dobie and I, the sheriffs of this town, immediately knew we were dealing with something unusual.
We quickly gathered the people to find out what was happening, but I had my suspicions.
Yes, Dobie suspected it wasn't a simple earthquake. While he talked to the residents, I went to the scientific center on the outskirts of town. There, learning from the scientists that they were conducting experiments with earthquakes, I realized the cause was human intervention.
We couldn't allow this experiment to lead to a catastrophe. Together with Lab, we developed a plan of action. We had to stop the earthquake and save the city.
After evacuating people from the danger zone, we started taking action. The scientific team helped us develop methods to minimize the consequences of the experiment and soften the blow.
Through our combined efforts, we managed to prevent further destruction and save our city from disaster. It was a real challenge, but we did it together, Labrador, and the city is grateful to us for that.
Meanwhile, we're riding up the mountain on a ski lift. It's a shame we didn't bring skis.
I noticed that the wind is very strong and we're swaying. I hope we're strapped in. I'm not very fond of heights either.
Oh no, the acid rain has started. We need to urgently take cover under a roof.
It's too small a house. I don't think it will withstand the acid for long. Let's move to the neighboring large house.
I agree with you. A wall has already been blown away. Let's run.
We need to think through our actions a bit to anticipate all the consequences and prevent failure.
Horror, she didn't make it in time.
It's good that we have a small supply of health-restoring provisions in our bag.
By the way, there was once acid rain in our city too. Let's tell how it was. It was one of those days when everything around seemed calm until this nightmare began. The sky turned dark and acid rain started falling on the streets. The townsfolk were in panic, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and I, realized we needed to act urgently.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in danger zones. But then we decided to find out the cause of this nightmare.
And we were shocked to learn that it was all caused by a mad scientist conducting weather experiments. He accidentally triggered this acid rain and couldn't stop it.
We realized we had no time for deliberation. We needed to act fast to save the city. We assembled a team of rescuers and headed to the scene.
We devised a plan to stop the rain and clean the air from acid fumes. It was dangerous, but we had to take risks.
With the help of special devices and chemical agents, we managed to neutralize the acid precipitation and prevent further destruction.
Great, we've even survived this catastrophe.
It was great fun, Labrador.
Yeah.
Well, folks, our video is coming to an end, which means it's time to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see the second episode of this Roblox place, let us know in the comments, and we won't say goodbye.
See you soon.